Hi crafters, this is Cindy B with Mrsbscraftroom.blogspot.com here today with the video 10 in the Saturday video series. And today we are going to be making a A2 card box and 4 A2 cards to go in the box. I thought since the kids have started back to school, this would be a perfect little gift for their teachers. Teacher appreciation, maybe even Christmas gifts, etc. So this is a fun little project. We're going to start off making the box, and we'll be using, let's see if I can zoom in here, we'll be using tags, bags, boxes, and more for this particular box. So I'll click on that so we can go to that cartridge. Alright, tags. So under tags, bags, boxes, and more, on the, let's see, it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43. So it's key number 43, and I've selected the blackout feature. When I select that, it comes up as this box. And what I've done is I've sized the box at 9 by 6.68. So I didn't do anything different to the box. It's just the basic box. Printed or that will cut out at 9 by 6.68. Then for the cover of the box, I made another layer on my gypsy. Okay, and I just basically copied that to the second layer, and then added a that scallopy design from Just Because cards. And Just Because cards is the cartridge that I'll be using to create the 4 cards that are going in this box. I love that cartridge, and I have to tell you, I haven't spent a lot of time using that cartridge, but just recently have I started really looking through the booklet, and there are some really fun images on that cartridge. So anyway, for that scallop shape, if you push the shift lock key, it's going to be, let's see, 10, 20, 30, key 32 on the keypad, and when we've selected that, I've sized that at 5.54 by 4.06. Now I do want to point out that the top of the box I've made a little bit bigger so that it will slide over the bottom of the box when it's put together. So the top of the box sizes are 9.16 by 6.80. And then I took the scallop and I centered it in the center of the box lid. I grouped it together, and the way you would do that is you would select the item, hit the group key, and now you notice it's blue, and then select the other item you want to keep in the group, which is the box lid. Hit the group key again, which basically closes off that group. And then if we go over to the Advanced tab, I've got the welding key on, and if I press the little eyeball, we'll see that it's going to cut out with that center part cut out. What I wanted to do was make an opening so that when you give the card box as a gift, the person you're giving the box to would be able to see the cards inside. So I'm going to go off and cut these out, and I'll be right back. Okay, one real quick thing I forgot to show you. I am going to also cut a label or an additional I don't know what you want to call it, a frame. This is what the frame's going to look like from both the cardstock and, if you can see that, and from the brown craft paper that I'm cutting the bottom of the box from. The reason I'm going to use this, I'll show you in a few minutes, but let me show you how I did that real quick on the gypsy. So what I did is on the second layer, on the lid, I went ahead and I highlighted the lid, the little scallop that we took from Just Because cards, and I moved it down to the bottom, and then I copied it, and I made the outer rim just a little bit larger. Can you see that? Let's see. Made the outer rim just a little bit larger, and then I welded the two together. So when those cut, it basically cut out the frame. So that's the way you can make frames also, for those of you who are interested in making frames out of all of the really neat shapes that we have available to us. It's really super simple to do. So let me go ahead. Okay, now that I've shown you that real quick, I did that on the layer with the top, and I also did it with the layer with the bottom. So I wanted to have 2 frames, and I'll show you why in just a moment. Alright, I have everything cut out. This is the bottom of the box cut from the craft cardstock, and I've already gone ahead and scored the lines. And then this is the top of the box out of a designer cardstock, and here's the circle or the scallop that cut out. And then I have the two pieces, the two frames that I've cut out, one out of the craft cardstock and one out of the designer paper. So let's go ahead and put the bottom of the box together first. That's the simplest. So I'll go ahead and add score tape to the box. And I like to use score tape because it's a little bit stronger than the ATG gun to hold it together. And since we're going to be putting cards and envelopes in here, we want it to be able to be sturdy. There we go. Okay, so there's the bottom of our box. Now for the lid. The lid is where we're going to be using these frames. So first, before I put the box together, I have the hole in the center, and I want to fill that with acetate. So if you watched one of my previous videos, you'll know that I like to save boxes of all kinds. Today, I'm using a box that some of my Cuttlebug folders came in. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this up. And let's see, I probably could use this scallop as an idea. So I like to hold it up and then basically cut a little bit bigger than the actual frame of what I'm going to be putting down. And this just gives it a nicer, I don't know, edge. Sometimes it's a little difficult to cut, but you know, anything for recycling. I keep getting on the camera, I'm sorry. And the reason I'm cutting it in this shape, you'll see in a few minutes, I like to finish off the inside of my box. I just think it looks a little bit nicer. Especially for a card box like this, someone's going to be taking the lid off and on. Alright, let's see how that turned out. It's a little crooked. Let's see, so if I lay that on top of the box, I want to make sure that it's not wider than the box itself, and it is. So let's make it a little bit smaller. Let's see how that looks. Still a little bit too wide on that side. Okay. And I know you can't really, I don't know if you guys can even see this, but there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Let's see. I like to use my Martha Stewart glue pen, but I'm not sure with the size of this if it's going to actually hold. So let's try it. And I'm just going to put it down all along the edge. There. Alright, and then we'll put the